Yeah, baby, here we go. Round one. This is in the morning class. I'm rolling with my boy Daniel here, who's a phenomenal, dedicated athlete. He's coming out pretty strong already. He's putting on that head, making me threaten to pull back. At least that's what I was thinking at that current moment. But I felt like he would be helping me out so I can get underneath that leg and scoop it over. But here I am. I start grabbing that. This is my go-to right here. I love putting that wrist on the hips right here because it helps me set up for that Kimura. As you can see, I'm going to reach on his back because that sets up a roll. If not, then I'm going to start feeding my hand down to his ankle and start reaping that to set up a heel hook. But he's not falling for none of that. He ain't having it this morning. He had his cup of coffee, so he's alert. He's well focused. So back to my original plan for the hunting for that Kimura, and there I am. I captured that Kimura. Now I'll either come on top or sometimes I'll just open the guard because I'm locked in and I know I can get that sweep there. I love passing here. This is like one of my favorite passes. As you can see, I'm hunting for that foot. There's no real threat, but that was my game plan right there. It's just to put a little bit of pressure so he can open up that leg so I can aggressively backstep. Now I go on to the mounted position, controlling that far arm. That's one of John's classics right there, locking in that grip right there. Now I'm going to grab the pinkies where at the end of the lever that gives me the most control as I start going clockwise and get that Kimura finish, one-arm Kimura finish. That's a classic move from John that he taught back in the days. Became a really strong arsenal in my toolbox and use it as often as I can. So here we are again. As you can see, I'm opening up my legs really wide just because after my surgeries, I kind of bait them to not come towards my left. So I open wide so they can come towards my right. This turtle position here I am. Again, I'm pretty comfortable in these positions after training years with high level guys. I see his wrist that's kind of trapped there, so I'm gonna hunt for that, and there I go. It's kind of like a cheap move. I usually don't really go for those, but it was there, so why not? But I feel comfortable giving up my back. I can kind of squirm myself out of there. Being a big guy, I feel like I'm pretty agile in that position. So here I am again. He kind of picked up on the fact I kind of felt his movement. I feel him shifting towards the left. And so I want to really commit, getting it as much as I can towards my right shoulder. And again, so here he comes. He's pretty much mimicking the pass that I was going to, but I feel he should have locked in that Kimura and not the guillotine. So here I am. I'm just trying to protect my collarbone as well and just stay as low as I can. I kind of felt his back step, so I kind of went with it. Now I'm gonna put my knee, there he goes, that shin behind his kneecap so I can come up. He's fast. He's a fast guy, so I knew I gotta try to stay on him as best as I can and control his hips, climb up, and now I'm gonna go to my favorite pass where I'm gonna drop my hips. I felt that butterfly hook and I'm okay with that. I just knew I had to drop pretty quick and get ready to take that back step, but time's round. Cool, what's up guys? Back here at Renzo Gracie, New York City. I got my good friend here, Daniel, who just had an amazing roll, and I want to interview the people that I roll with and hear about their journey. So Daniel, first share with the people how long you've been training, what's your rank, and what's your age?
Jiu-Jitsu, I've been training Jiu-Jitsu for about 6 years. Before that, I did Muay Thai for about 20 years. And I'm sorry, what were the other questions?
And how old are you?
Oh, I'm 49.
49.
Yeah.
Good, man. That's, I like talking to people who are over that prime age because so many people out there make excuses.
Over that hill.
Correct. So let me ask you another question, man. What inspired you at, in your, so you're 48, you said?
49.
49. So in your early 40s, you started Jiu-Jitsu. What inspired you to start training jiu-jitsu?
Well, basically, as I said, I was doing Muay Thai, and I had done Muay Thai for a long time, and I noticed, a change in my speed and my strength, the dynamicism, and at the school there was a jiu-jitsu program. It was a really great program, run by Jin,
Okay.
and
Sure.
I always saw the guys rolling, and I was like, you know what, maybe let me try it out because maybe my sports life will be a little longer
Okay.
than quick moving, striking, and kicking, head kicks and whatnot. So I tried it, and the first wall I had to overcome actually was like I thought it was disgusting. It's gross. It's a gross sport. But after I tried it a few times, what pulled me in was I was a fish out of water. I was like so, especially after being in a sport for like so long and like knowing all the ins and outs. I was like, oh my god, on the ground I'm like helpless as a baby, and then that was like a motivation to keep going. It's like I don't want to ever feel this helpless again.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, and that's been my motivation.
And I know when we were training, you had a wrestling shoe. So, it's natural in this sport, in combat sport, to have injuries, to feel sore, and, problems uprise, whether it's financial, home issues. What inspires you to keep coming back, facing all the troubles and problems in the outside world? What inspires you not to make excuses, but to keep showing up, even when you're sore, even when that voice tells you to stay home and chill? What makes you come to class?
Well, honestly, this is like my happiest part of the day. Everything's downhill from here. It's like work, life, this, that, and in a way, it's meditation and motion.
Nice.
And it clears my mind because it's in meditation it's like living in the moment. You have to be present. And when you're rolling, you have to be present. If you're somewhere else, you're gonna get choked out.
Right.
Same as in like sparring Muay Thai or whatever. It's like if your head's in the clouds, you're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
So it's the training part of my day enables me it just kind of clears my head and it puts like a really good spin on the day. I love the movement. It's just more also like for my personality, and then like whatever challenges come up during the day, they're not really a big deal.
Right.
And then even if a challenge does come up during the day or whatever, it's like the next day I got to roll to clear my head, or maybe in the evening or something like that. And then as far as training, I train regardless, like holidays, injuries, no injuries. The only time I won't train is if I'm like really sick or if I could get someone else sick.
Yeah.
But basically, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So like that's my philosophy on it. It's like if I have a broken toe or like my ribs out or something like that, I'll still train. I'll modify my training for it, but it's like I'm really only as good as I am on my weakest day.
Cool, man. Thank you for sharing, man. And just really, really quick, in 30 seconds, if your old self was watching this video, the one that hasn't been training, what would you tell that person?
To start earlier, man. It's like if I would have like I could have started at 30, at 20, at like my son's doing it now. He started at 8. So it's really, it becomes part of your muscle memory, and like just say like my only regret is not starting earlier, because like there was about 4 or 5 years where I was doing Muay Thai and watching those guys roll, and which I could have been partaking in that as well.
Yes.
Would have progressed my journey. But at the end of the day, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm happy that I'm in it and doing it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, brother.
Thank you, man.
God bless. Till next time.